Oh, hello, Bood. Nice you to finally join me. We have a lot to discuss, my friend. Please, take a seat.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, mate. Just come back from the hospital visiting CCPO.
Oh, wow, is he okay? I'm still so grateful our friend survived that horrible incident. The doctors told me he should be making a full recovery, though. About 6 to 12 months, which is great.
He should be okay eventually, mate. I mean, I think he's struggling with the passing of Brian Kane. And to be honest, I'm really missing him at training. Not one freaking coach at Vasco knows where to put a cone. Honestly, they're shocking. He's irreplaceable.
Now, see, you've brought up his name, Brian, and I think it's time that I'm honest with you. I didn't want to say anything during the time. I didn't want to, create a war of words, as it were. But one thing you can rely on me for is complete honesty, Bood, and that is the line we'll always take, me and you, because we're friends now. You need to know the whole truth.
The truth? About what?
Well, when Brian was making these outlandish claims about me, and saying he was now living an honest life, running his haggis cafe and looking after his family, he wasn't being entirely honest with you. I've known Brian for what feels like 4 lifetimes, and I took it upon myself to keep an eye out on his family whilst he was inside. Even though he betrayed you and he tried to betray me, I felt like that wasn't his family's fault. So let's keep an eye on them, make sure that they're okay, make sure they're looked after. I spent some time with his wife, Cassandra, and we grew quite close. But after a few years, she decided that she wanted to move on. She met someone new, and she left with the kids to start that new life. Brian had no family.
Do you know what? That makes sense, mate. He probably held a grudge against you.
Exactly. He was angry at me, and he blamed me for losing his family. I think he was angry at you too, and the CCPO. He didn't own that haggis cafe. He was renting the building, probably to front something illegal. I mean, who eats haggis in Rio?
That's what I've been saying. Who eats freaking haggis in Rio?
I don't like to speculate, but I believe he fully intended to not only kill himself, but you, me, and the CCPO. I didn't tell you this, but he asked me to meet him there too. It's such a shame. I mean, it truly breaks my heart. We were such a close unit once upon a time.
It's unbelievable, mate. I mean, I love the guy. We go way back. I thought we'd eventually patch things up. I would have forgiven him at some point. Now I'm never going to get the chance.
Yes, it is. It's really sad, and we should take a moment to reflect on that. Okay, that's the moment. Right, let's talk about something more important. Making money. As you know, you've got 12 months remaining on your contract with Vasco. They've offered a new contract, but I feel like we've got a better offer on the table from Europe.
I can't leave Rio. CCPO could be in hospital for another 12 months. He needs me.
I love the guy as much as you do, and that's why I'm going to stay behind. I'll look after him. He'll want for nothing.
Okay. I trust you to take care of him. No one else, but I trust you. So anyway, what's the job?
It's a historic club in Europe, in the top 5 leagues, but they are struggling. Here's the offer.
I mean, great club, but I'm on $3,000 a week less there than I am here.
Yeah, I know, but my win bonuses are 4 times more. And let's not forget, where would you be without me? I feel like I deserve a bit of a reward. After all, those hospital fees aren't free.
True, mate. I'm sorry. I mean, both me and the CCPO owe you our careers and our freedoms.
Brilliant. I'll get the contract all wrapped up. Go home, get packed, get on the plane, and as soon as CCPO is well enough, I promise he will join you.
Okay, mate. I'll get right to it, but I'm going to get off now then, and you really need to fix this chair.
Bye, you gullible fool.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of The Road to Anywhere. Mine and your Journeyman adventure. As always, thanks for joining me. It's massively appreciated. Make sure you do all the good stuff. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you all hit that bell, because you might need to, because this week, I'm going to explain it now first, is a tough week for me. It's half term, wife's off, kids are off. But I'm working every single day this week apart from the Thursday, and it goes all the way through to next week where I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But then I've got 10 days off. So this week, this will be the only video. I've got no time to do much else. But I promise you, when I am off next week, we'll go back to 2, and then when I'm off for them 10 days, I'm not only going to try and get as much of this series out, I might try and get a few extra videos out to make up for it. So as you can probably tell, the vote to leave won. I think it was 2/3 of you said to leave, about a third of you wanted me to stay, and it was a great club. I enjoyed my time in Brazil. Vasco was a fantastic experience. Now at the end of episode 13, I showed you the jobs that were available at that specific time. I wasn't too happy with them, I'll be honest with you, so I thought it's a good time of year, managers get sacked. So I carried on for a couple of days, and 2 jobs came up, in fact. One was Burnley, who are in the relegation zone of the Premier League, but Greeno, my agent, would never have me go to Burnley. He's a diehard Blackburn fan. He hates them. He calls them something specific, which I won't repeat on YouTube. So even in real life, or the story, there's no way I was going to Burnley, so I didn't apply for that. I saw this job at Genoa, right? In Italy, Serie A, big league, great opportunity. In the relegation zone, you can see the 18th in Serie A. I went for the job. Process was really simple. Like the last job at Vasco, I said to him, look, the only thing I want is the money to rebuild the staff if needed, and it was needed. And they were happy with that. They were actually quite shocked that I was leaving Vasco to come. But you know, I've just been winning titles in Brazil, and now I'm going into the halfway point of the Italian season in a relegation battle. But honestly, I love this. Gets the juices flowing. Was very excited. It's when I'm at my best. I'm in my element when I get to come in and restructure and rebuild, and that's what we are going to have to do. But also, the beauty of this series is I'm not a footballing encyclopedia like a very good friend of mine, Thargoff, great subscriber from Hungary. That guy is the encyclopedia of football. I'm not. I don't know the history of every single club. And sometimes you'll fall into a club and then I do a bit of research. And I did the research on Genoa, and wow, it got me so excited. They have a fantastic history, and a very old history, because apparently, according to Wikipedia, I may be wrong, they are the oldest club in Italy. And not just that, they are technically an English club in Italy. They were founded by Englishmen to promote English football in Italy, right? They've got our flag on their logo. And I know of Genoa, and I know the name, Genoa CFC. I didn't realise that it's Genoa Cricket and Football Club. They're a cricket club as well. You don't get more English than that, and apparently in the early days, you can only play for them if you were English. So, as an Englishman, I've got an instant connection. How did I not know this? I would have done a rebuild with these when I used to do my rebuild series if I'd have known. I missed a trick there, didn't I? So you can see they were the first club, and they were the first club to dominate, and they dominated the early days of Italian football. Milan snuck in there in the middle, but they've done well, haven't they? Pretty well, but like we're talking a long bloody time ago. Is that their last win? The 1924-25 season. Now, I'm under no illusion. I mean, I think give me time, I'd win stuff big time, but this is a journeyman. I'm looking at maybe 3, possibly 4 years here. We never know. I just want to improve this team. Obviously, my first job is to get them out of relegation and keep them in the Serie A. But, you know, I just want to get them out of Europe. Maybe win a cheeky cup. That'd be nice, because they were in Europe. These are their results before they've sacked their manager, and they've got themselves into the conference. I think he's obviously a qualifier, and got knocked out by a team that probably shouldn't be getting knocked out by. No offence. But if we look, you can see why their manager has been sacked, because he'd want, wow. I mean, they beat Verona, and then recently beat Bologna. And I'm guessing the Roma game was the final nail in the coffin. So I'm going to be starting my campaign at home to Inter Milan, who are second in the league, battling it out with Milan. Usual boys all there at the top. But there we are, down there with Venezia, a team I love very much. I did a build series with Venezia, and I've also done a rebuild series with Palermo. I love Italian football. You can have a lot of fun in this league, and I think it's a great chance to come out here now, get back to Europe. All the heat's died down from Switzerland, and get his career back on track. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, I will miss Brazil. I've fallen in love with that league. I put it off so many times, it's the usual with me, but I can't recommend it highly enough. And I just want to say thank you to a lot of you guys. I know I've got a lot of Brazilian subscribers. Great footballing country. You guys are legends, so thank you for supporting the series. So let's go over to the general page, and you can see they've been, you know, down in Serie B at the start, haven't they? Got themselves promoted. They've been mid-table, and they were on a good curve upwards. and last year finished 6th. So, you know, that's a sign to me that it's just maybe they sold a player over 2 and they took a nosedive from there, haven't they? So I want to get them back to that. Back to maybe getting Europa Leagues, Conference Leagues, and we'll see what we can do. But I had work because the staff was terrible, but I was allowed to get rid of them all, and I will get rid of the majority of them. I think I keep the director of football, the technical director, and I think it's my head physio. I think everybody else goes. I'll have a look at it later. Now, of course, the window's about to open. I've got 6 million to spend, but they're overspending on the wages. But this is rectifiable. I've got tons of knowledge now. I've got a million shortlists. And when you get to the club, they've got their own knowledge, and they're going to share me some knowledge very soon about a striker in Denmark. It's pretty good. So I needed to generate some cash. We needed to have a look at this squad. Now, the first thing I noticed was the goalkeeper. They've got Alex Moret. Recognise him? I signed him at Basel. He helped change us. He was 32, I think, when I signed him. It was brilliant for me. They signed him at the start of this season for 1.2 million from Basel. Great. I mean, he's 36, he's decent. The other guy's not too bad either. But looking at the squad, a lot of right backs, some can cover at centre half. You know what I mean? I want actual centre halves. Load of left backs, loads of random right midfielders, central midfielders, loads of attacking right wingers. It's just so unbalanced. Tons of strikers. Now, some of these kids need to go down. Some of these guys are coming to the end of the contract and will be leaving, right? So I just wanted to say, right, sod this. I need to make a squad. I need to look at it, and I can get rid of as many as I can now. I can't go through them because I do sell quite a few players, and I generate about 15 million quid, right, on top of what I had. Get them wages down. Now, I didn't just sell and then buy. Obviously, it was a process, in, out, a bit of maths, a bit of to-in and fro-in, as you do. But I do get rid of quite a few. I think I promote a couple from the youth team, and actually do some good business, you know. So yes, I am now the manager of Genoa Cricket and Football Club. Absolutely love that. Honestly, should have done a rebuild series of these years ago. Now, we play at the Luigi Ferraies Stadium. That's what I'm saying. Now, I don't know why I didn't know this, but like I said, I'm not a football manager or football. I don't know everything. If you'd asked me where Sampdoria played, I'd have said, I don't know, a town called Sampdoria? No, they're from Genoa. And we actually ground share. We share this stadium with them, but we have kind of looked out because it is quite a nice place and lovely areas here, and we have lived in some amazing places so far, I think, on this journey, because on some of the other Roads to Anywheres, we've lived in a few dumps, I'll be honest with you, but great looking stadium. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's owned by the council, and obviously we share it, but we've got great training, great youth. It's a good club. They finished 6th last year, right? And we have got some tidy players, so we're going to jump forward in a bit. I'll show you my new squad once it's all finalised, once all my staff's finalised, because I do find some decent players. I also make one mistake. Now, of course, they finished 6th last year, but the bookies have got them in 12th. They should not be down there at the bottom, but I do love this league. It's still a good league, I think. Obviously, a man of my age, growing up in the 80s and early 90s, it was the best league. All the best players went to Italy. I loved it from afar, watching that show on a Sunday morning with I can't remember his name. He's the host of The World's Strongest Man now. So I love that. What was it called? I should know. I should have Googled it. I'll let you tell me. It was on Channel 4 in England. Let me tell you, you can tell me in the comments. But I'm very, very excited about this. Now, also what I was going to do is, any money I could get left as well, I was also going to pump into the wages, but I wanted to pump more into that scouting budget because I've got 6 months now. And I'm going to scout players that are going to be coming to the end of the contract. I do find one for Milan quite early, but I want to scout more, get more knowledge. Players who are unhappy, players who are interested, young players, to keep adding to the knowledge I've already got from Brazil and my other time in Europe, and then we'll see what the summer holds. But first, I've got to get this work in place, get the new staff in place, get my signings in place, try and pick up some points and get us out of that relegation zone. So let's jump forward. So here we're going. We're going to start with my favourite thing. The staff, it's a massive help, and I think it can really push you on. You can see I've expanded it, we've developed it, and there's still work to do to get it full yellow, but this was brilliant. Not only did they say yes to things, they were a yes club so far, and I'm very happy with that, because Vasco, as much as I loved them and we improved the facilities twice, they'd never let me sort the stuff out, not properly, and it annoyed me. So that coaching team is absolutely fantastic, and I picked up a right good coach. But it's Michael Carrick who's working wonders with Middlesbrough in real life, and he was sacked by Middlesbrough 3 years ago, not been doing anything. I've picked him up as a coach. This is good. This is awesome. But I've also got a guy training with strikers. Another Manchester United legend. Check this out. Dimitar Berbatov. So my first signing was Brian Overgaard, 20-year-old Danish player from FC Midtjylland, who the club came to me with their knowledge. He had an A+ rating and a minimum fee of 7.5 million. So initially, sold a couple of players. He took the majority of my transfer funds. Quite early, I suppose, but I think on paper he looks absolutely fantastic and he does do well. Although it's a bit disappointing when we get to the live com later. I also looked at his team and I felt, the striker I couldn't say no to. I felt like I needed a left winger, a left back, an attacking midfielder, and maybe a centre half, right? I get them all, so I'm very happy. This is the attacking central midfielder. We've signed him from Bayern 2. Now, we got him eventually for 7.25 million, but it's about 3 million initially and the rest in add-ons, so I was really happy. Signed for just under 3 million. He was transfer listed. It's Christian Ceballos, Colombian. Now, also in Italy, you can only sign 2 non-EU players a season. Luckily, they hadn't signed one, so I had the 2 spaces available. So he took one of them up. Great player. Although he does play on the right wing for me quite a bit as well. This was my little mess up really because he had a very small foreigner fee. He'd come from my Brazilian shortlist, but he'd only just signed with Fluminense, right? So I've activated his clause and stole him in the January, right? So he'd only been there, half a season. Can only play for 2 teams in a year, so he can't play. So that's a bit of a mess up, but he'll be there for next year. So I really needed a centre half, and this one was brilliant, really, because as I said earlier, I was searching for players that coming towards the end of the contract in the summer, and Stefan Carvel came up, 23-year-old Englishman from Manchester City. Opting out, he was going no matter what. I thought I could sign him. He wanted to talk. I don't want to wait till the summer. I need him now. So I thought I'll just put in a cheeky bid. 2.5 million. 2.5 million? They said yeah. I was like, shit, I should have gone lower. But anyway, I took it, paid it, and we brought him in now. So then, this is my new squad. It is way more rounded. I've got players in every single position that I'm happy with. Not fully happy with. There's still work to do, but I still think they are good enough to get us out of the relegation zone. You can probably see where we are if you look at the top of the screen. At this moment, it's still only February. But I'm not going to go for every player that's gone out. I'm not going to go for every single one of these players. It takes too long, and I'm going to wait till the next episode, start of a new season, when I can just run through my main 22 players. So we'll have a look at some of the good ones, and we'll start off with Adrian Bernabe, ex-City player him. I mean, he's a decent solid midfielder. They're both new boys. We've got Mauro Cancellara, young Italian, not a bad player. Rocco Simic, he's a good little striker, plays on the winger for me as well a couple of times. He's a good player. He's 30 years old, but he can score a goal. This guy's getting on a bit, 33, Japanese, decent, probably going to get moved on in the summer. That's what I mean, I can't wait. Can't wait to I love it. I love getting to work and just, piecing this squad together bit by bit. They'll all depend on finances, but when some players go, we'll get some money for wages, hopefully get some more money in for transfers. Obviously, Brian's good. I mean, some of he's the young lad, and he's not bad. I mean, I might keep him next year to keep him backing up Brian Overgaard. But yeah, so there's one guy's leaving. I've got this guy leaving on a free. He wouldn't sign a new deal. Mikael Egil Ellertsen from Iceland is all right. But that's why I just want to scout. So I'm just armed to the teeth. But they're all right. They're good. Change it to potential. A lot of, obviously some of these, they're all going to be regens. There's a bit of promise in this team. I've reversed the dates and I've highlighted my first game in charge. And of course, we got beat. But I was in the process of bringing staff in and players in and all that stuff. I wasn't too bothered about that. They're not the kind of teams I'm looking at beating. Next was Torino. We drew 1-1. Then the cup started, 3rd round. We beat Spal, 4-1. Great. Then this was brilliant. Overgaard getting 4-2 against Fiorentina. Proper happy. Sassuolo, I was hoping for a win with that one. Bit disappointed it went tits up. Juve only beat us 1-0. I think that's good. I mean, look who they've got up front. Then we played Roma in the cup. It's Roma, right? It is what it is. And the board are happy we got that far. So I'll take that. No pressure on me. And then I drew in Napoli, which is mint, especially when I went down to 10 men with 10 minutes to go. And then we drew with Udinese, which was a bit disappointing because you can see they equalised in the 90th minute. But we've gathered a couple of points. And we're 15th. 2 points off the drop. Whoa. I love this. It's fun. It's just as much fun as going for a title sometimes. So let's jump forward to the end of the season. We'll get to the live con, which is going to be the last game of the season in the league. It's going to be a tough one. I'm not sure we're going to win it, but where are we at? Well, with one game left to play at home to Roma, the team that knocked us out of the cup. We're 12th, and it's been a ton of fun. Just a short little bit, which has been good for me this week because I've had no time, to be honest, but I've really enjoyed it, and it's given me a good taste of back of Italian football. And I like this club. I like its history. I like what it's about, the connection to England for me, and I can't wait to get to work in the summer and bring you a whole episode of a whole season. So after the Udinese game that you saw, we played Verona, beat them 4-0. Derby day, it's away, but technically it's at home. We annihilated our rival. Now I know more about Sampdoria than Genoa. Maybe it's because some of the players that went there back in the day, but I think they've only won the league once. I know we've won it many years ago, but having 9 titles, it's nice. And then that happened. Brian Overgaard, eh? 2 goals in 2 minutes in the 80th minutes against Lazio. Beat Monza 3-2, cracking game. Thought we were going to blow that. Battered off Milan. We should have won that. They were below us in the league at the time. Beat Cagliari or whatever they're called. Salernitana, the very first Italian team I ever went to on the very first road to anywhere. 5 games ago. Spent 4 years there. Then to my old build series, love Venezia. Bought a shirt, actually. Extra large, double XL. It's not. It's definitely large. Don't fit. Unless I'm just too fat. I need to get thinner. It might motivate me so I can wear it. Atalanta, 1-1. Great result. Bologna. Look at that for a game, by the way. Thought we were going to blow that up. Look at the minutes the goals are scored. 2-0 throw in, mint. And then this. Look at the minutes the goals were scored on this one. We were winning that. And then at the end, we just tired out and they steamrolled us and won the league in that game. I had to watch them lift the trophy. Do you know what I mean? Told my players, one day, maybe, we'll see. So, of course, I'm playing Roma at home. I mean, we're safe. It'd be nice to get a result. I'm not expecting one, but we're going to get to see the team in action. Everyone but Brian Overgaard. 15 goals in 15 games. What a player. Suspended. It's always the case, isn't it? You find a lovely little talent. It's not a wonder kid, but it's quality. And I want you to see him. He's a goal machine. And he's suspended. Our main goal threat. So financially, obviously, we're not great. Any money I did have left, I sneaked into the wages so we weren't overspending. And I pumped everything else into that scouting. And trust me, I'm scouting a lot. I think we're going to be able to do some business, hopefully, in the summer. But this club hasn't had the money for ages. Look how they've been below the white line forever until the year before I came. They seem to get a bit of money. So we need, we're going to be mid-table. It gives me something to achieve next year. Add to the squad, try and get into Europe next year because I think it's possible if we can find the right players. So this is the squad arranged by average rating. Of course, a lot of that early season of crapness has affected them, but they've been good for me. And like you've seen, we've had some great games like against Inter where we nearly did something, games where we've achieved, and there's promise, there's holes, and like I always say, I love to fill a hole. It's one of my favourite things to do. I'm going to be doing it tomorrow because there's no kids here tomorrow. If you know what I mean. There's kids here today. I don't know if they're going to get picked up, but my little boy's best friend Harry is here all day and he's having a sleepover and they're very excited. They're only 5. They're very giddy little kids. So if you do hear anything in the background, it's those 2 little muppets on Minecraft or whatever the hell they're doing. So welcome to our fantastic stadium. The corners should be filled in, but yeah, that's why I like Vasco, because the stadium was pretty true to real life. I am not expecting anything from this game. If we can manage a win or a draw, that is a bonus. They've got Nunes up front. He scored a cracking goal for Liverpool last night, and then Liverpool got battered. Here we go. We've got one of them beautiful circle-lined pitches. Absolutely love it. Can we pull off something here? I mean, it could be tough. Are they going to go down to 10? They should be booked for that. But yeah, thank you. Again, at this stage of the series, when I move clubs, I know a good chunk of you wanted me to stay in Brazil. I'd have happily stayed in Brazil. Got a fantastic team there that I think will, if kept together, would have won the Copa Libertadores. But I will be honest with you, this transfer window, I noticed one of my players left for 50 million. Do you remember Paulo Vita, assigned from Red Bull? The Brazilian Red Bull. Cracking midfielder. Had a bit of a slow start, but he turned to a right beast. Oh, good save. Legend for me at Basel, Alex. If I can find a keeper, though, might move on from him. Getting on a bit. But yeah, 50 million to City. I think he's just going to be the first of many that go, to be honest. Unfortunately, but that's going to happen. That's the thing when you're the manager. You can keep all the players longer than what maybe the computer would have done. But it's okay. Anyway, half an hour in, not a lot's happened, highlight-wise. But I'd take a 0-0 Bowfest. Now, seeing as we're in Italy, and I've been to Italy many times, I've never shared this with you. You know, I'm a bit of a hat collector. I'm also a bit of a helmet. I am a helmet. I've got an American football helmet. But I've also got this. Oh. Putting the pressure on. Well done. This is a real World War II Italian army helmet. This was on someone's head. They got shot in the war. I've had this since I was about 8 years old. Went to like a fair when I was on holiday in Somerset, and it was an army stand. And I just loved helmets and hats. I always have since I was a little kid. I bought this and I've had it ever since. It sits on my shelf up there with my American football helmet. So yeah, might need a bit of this going into battle next season. So no changes for the second half. I think we're holding our own. I'm still just waiting for him to grind us down and nick a goal. But we'll see. You never know. Come on, boys. Like I said, there's some good players. I mean, we're not going to be mega rich. There's some going. I think there'll be definitely wages freeing up some finances. We'll see what kind of money. I don't know. We don't know how rich the club is. I don't know if they're going to pump any in. I mean, I'd be happy if I can get something like anywhere between 10 and 20 million. I think I could probably find a good few players. There's players out there. And we're not talking WONDERKIDS, but I haven't bought any this year, but I found a couple of good young players in their early 20s who are great players. You don't have to be a WONDERKID. I just need to find the right player. But I need to address the central midfield. I'd like another central defender, maybe a keeper, but I might even dip into that low market, you know. Something I've tried to avoid in recent years on saves. I like to build my own teams, have my own players, but that might be something I do. See if I can get any good loans in, top quality loans. When it comes to stories, if you're a fan of my stories, I mean, this has got a story to it. They take a lot of work and I ain't got the time. The reason being this year is I think that I've got less videos out. It is the reason. Is my wife got promoted, I've talked about it. She stays away on a Monday and a Friday with work, which obviously leaves me as a single parent, and it gives me a lot less time to just plan stories, do the graphics for him. So, what's going on here? Referee's blown for a penalty. Here we go. Come on. Don't let me down. Simic, he's a good player, you know. And he can't take a penalty. You have just blown the best chance that we had. We got on 1-0 up then. But you know what? I'd have took a point at the start. I just feel like we could have won this. I felt like we should have won it. Oh. One of us has got a last chance, hasn't they? One of us. It's going to be 10-man Roma who don't deserve it. They don't deserve 3 points. But they're going to get 3 points. Yes, they are. No, they're not, ref. Come on, ref. Save us, man. Anyway, I'm very proud. We got them out of the relegation zone. I've took them over in 18th and we finished in 13th. Some distance away from it, to be fair. Very chuffed. A lot of positives about this team still, despite that game then. I mean, Roma in the top 4. We did well. We should just lacking that bit of quality, and hopefully we can get that quality in the summer. So I'm building a good, young, hungry team that can get us into... I fancy the freaking conference. I think the Europa Conference would be great for us. I'm really happy how the career's gone as well. I've not had to resign. I've gone from job to job to job properly, and I've enjoyed it so far. Hopefully you've still enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, or hit the bell. But honestly, thank you to everyone. I know the vote don't always go your way. I just like you having a chance to be involved, and I appreciate you watching and supporting this series. It means the absolute world to me, and there's tons more left to come with the story. I can't wait for it to all arc out and end for you. Oh mate, that is the best news I've had all year. Brilliant, that's fantastic. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. See you, bye. That's brilliant. That was Greeno on the phone. Apparently CCPO has made a full recovery. Him and Greeno are going to fly out to Genoa, and I'm going to meet him there after my holiday here in Mauritius is finished. Oh, that's good news. I missed him, you know. Last couple of months, I think if he'd have been with me, we might have snuck into Europe, and I'm not even going to lie. He's been emailing over his cone placement plans. And Michael Carrick, bless him, he's been trying his best, but he just can't place a cone with the same precision that CCPO can, and it does affect your training sessions. I'll always advise you, get yourself a CCPO. And next season, I'll have mine back, and we're going to be fighting fit at full freaking force. I can't wait. Seriously. God, I've missed him.